All right, what is going on? Today we're back, and today it is time for the NFL Conference Championships. Again, I have to start today's video by saying, right before I began filming, I saw the news. I didn't know if I would ever live to see the day where Tom Brady retires, but it has happened. I saw about 45 seconds ago from ESPN reported Tom Brady is retiring after 22 seasons in the NFL. What a great career, and I just have to say, what a great career for him. And to me, he's undisputably the greatest football player of all time. People are going to debate, but to me, I can't argue against it. Everything that he's done, I think he definitely deserves the title of GOAT. People just hate on him for the sake of hating on him. There's nothing more I can say besides look at his career, look at what he's done. It's more than just winning Super Bowls. It's about leadership and leading his teams to glory. And so I gotta say a lot of respect for that man. And it's crazy to see him retiring though. Dude was my childhood. As like a lot of those guys, like Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, soon maybe Aaron Rodgers. Like a lot of those guys were like the guys I grew up watching. So it's crazy to see like the NFL is moving to a new era. It's a new age now. But on to this video. It is time for the NFL Conference Championships. We have two games that we are going to be going through today. First, we have the Bengals and the Chiefs, and then we have the 49ers against the Rams. Those are the two games we'll be talking about in this video. Conference Championship time. Here we go. The number 4 seed in the AFC Cincinnati Bengals are set to face the number 2 Kansas City Chiefs. This game is to take place tomorrow, Sunday, January 30th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 o'clock on Eastern Time. This game will be broadcasted on CBS. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson on the call. The 12-7 Cincinnati Bengals are coming off of a 19-16 win last Saturday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I did predict that game correct. I picked the Bengals to win, even when most people wouldn't have believed it. I picked the Bengals last week, but overall my picks didn't end well. I picked the Bengals, and the Bengals won. I picked the Chiefs, and the Chiefs won, but the other ones didn't end well. I picked the Packers to win, but thank goodness they didn't win because I'm a Viking fan, so you already know I'm proud of it. And then I did pick the Bucs to win, but that didn't happen. But here we go. For this game, we have got the number 4 seed in the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. They're facing the number 2 seed in the AFC West champion Kansas City Chiefs. The 14-5 Kansas City Chiefs are coming off of a 42-36 overtime win against the Buffalo Bills Sunday evening of last week. It was an unbelievable game. I watched the last 8 minutes. Before that, I was not watching. I was kind of busy with confirmation class, but with the part I was watching, it was an absolutely insane game. And then, for the Bengals game, I watched the first half of the game, and then I had to work on Saturday. So I watched half of the Bengals game, and then I watched the very end of it, too. I was watching it on my phone. But, so here we go. It is time to discuss this game. The Joe Burrow passing raid went through yet again, and they were able to dominate the Tennessee Titans. I don't know how much of a domination it was because I wasn't watching the second half. But in the part that I was watching, it did seem like the Bengals overall did kind of beat them for a lot of the first half of the game at least. It started with an interception on the first play of the game, which I was very honored to see because you already know I want the Bengals to win the Super Bowl this year. But then again, I will just say I have a side bet with Max, the guy that made the Adam Thielen picture in my room, and he's been in a video or two before. I made a side bet with him way back like 3 weeks ago. This was like 3 weeks ago. I proposed a bet, and he's the one that made the details. If the Bengals make this, he's a Bengals fan. If the Bengals make the Super Bowl, I owe him $20. If the Bengals don't make the Super Bowl, he owes me $5. So $20 is riding on the line tomorrow. So I could be $20 poorer than I already am, but I also could be $5 richer than I already am. We'll just have to see about it. But the Bengals, it seemed like they put up a pretty good performance. They were able to stop the Titans' offense actually pretty good in the first half. It started at halftime. I don't remember the score, but Bengals were holding down pretty good. I remember they held like a 10 or so point lead. I looked, it was like 16 to something. And then all of a sudden, I looked a little bit later into the game, was tied at 16 again. And then the ending of the game was unbelievable. The Bengals were able to get an interception with like 30 seconds left on the clock. They got an interception at midfield, one pass to Jamar Chase later, and just like that, they were in field goal range. Evan McPherson, you already know, Money McPherson was able to kick it through, and the Cincinnati Bengals are moving on to the AFC Championship. They have a tough road ahead. They have the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are coming off of an absolutely unbelievable game. It was a shootout back and forth. Again, like I said, I only watched the last 8 minutes of the game due to confirmation class that I had going on that night. But in the last 8 minutes, it was unbelievable. I'll be honest. The number one thing I wanted in that game was an entertaining game, which I got. So that was what I wanted. In the playoffs, when my team, the Minnesota Vikings, are not in, there are only two things I want to happen. A, the Packers lose, which happened. And B, every game, I really don't care that much about who wins. I just want entertaining games, good game quality. And that is really what we got last weekend. They were absolutely unbelievable games. But the Chiefs game I was watching, it was insane. I remember when I turned it on, the Chiefs were up by 6. They were up by 3. Yeah, they were up by 3. Chiefs were up by 3. Bills went down, scored a touchdown wide open to Gabriel Davis. He had an unbelievable game. He had like 201 passing yards, like 4 touchdowns. What a game by Gabriel Davis. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it was like I don't know, maybe a 45-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill. And and then the Bills got the ball back, trying to go back down and score. And then with, I think, 13 seconds left, they threw another touchdown pass. And just like that, it was all on the Chiefs. It looked like the Bills were going to take the win. And then 2 passes downfield, and the Chiefs had a chance at tying the game. And you already know that Harrison Butker was able to kick the game-tying field goal, sent it into overtime. Chiefs won the toss, drove downfield, and took the win, 42-36, the final score. It was an absolutely unbelievable shootout, one of the greatest playoff games I've ever watched before. You already know that the Minneapolis Miracle holds a special place in my heart because I'm a Viking fan. I've got a picture of the Minneapolis Miracle. I don't think you can see it, though. I think it's out of frame. It's up there on the wall. But, yeah. For this game, I won't even lie. I want the Bengals to win, you already know. But though, if the Bengals win, I'm out $20. But I do want the Bengals to win. I would absolutely love to see them win the Super Bowl. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. My pick is going to be with the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I like Mahomes. He's coming off of a great game. I like Tyreek Hill a lot. I like Travis Kelce. Even though I do like Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, I like all of them. I do like the Chiefs even more. I didn't even read up the injury report. Defensive end Cam Sample is doubtful for the Bengals, as is wide receiver Stanley Morgan. Questionable is defensive tackle Josh Tupou. Questionable for the Kansas City Chiefs, we have running back Darrell Williams and safety Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu had a head injury, I believe it was a head or neck injury, that occurred during the Bills game. I was not watching at the time, but it seemed pretty bad, but that's it for that. I do like the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. I like their passing raid offense. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. I didn't even mention him. The Chiefs defense has been really good this year, even though, they were going against the Bills last week, one of the best offenses in the NFL. I do think that the Chiefs are going to be able to win this game. Now, something I've been trying to do more recently with these videos, I make my picks, which is the team that I picked to win the game, but now I'm trying to incorporate predictions more into it. My prediction is that Tyreek Hill is going to have at least 125 receiving yards and at least 2 touchdowns. You heard that from me. Tyreek Hill, 125 and 2 touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is going to have at least 350 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Yeah, we'll leave it with that. For the Bengals, I need to make one prediction on their side. For the Bengals, my prediction is going to be that they don't sack Patrick Mahomes. That is going to be my pick right there. You heard the 3 predictions for this game. Number 1, Tyreek Hill has 125 plus yards and, did I say 1 or 2 touchdowns? I don't remember. Tyreek Hill has 125 plus and X number of touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes has 350 plus passing yards and 2 touchdowns, 2 plus touchdowns. And last but not least, the Bengals don't sack Patrick Mahomes. Those are my 3 predictions for this game. I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs to move on to Super Bowl 56 for the 3rd time in a row. I have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Moving on, we've got the 49ers taking on the Rams coming up next. The 49ers and the Rams are our next game coming up, everybody. Here we go. The San Francisco 49ers have a record of 12-7. They are coming off of a 13-10 win over the Green Bay Packers on last Saturday night. The 14-5 Los Angeles Rams are coming off of a 30-27 last-minute win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry. The 49ers are the number 6 seed in the NFC. The Los Angeles Rams are the number 4 seed in the NFC. This game is set to take place on Sunday, January 30th at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, being 6:30 on CBS, on Eastern Time. This game is set to take place on Fox. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi on the call. Here we go. Let's get to the injury report right away so I don't forget it. For the San Francisco 49ers, running back Jeff Wilson and left tackle Trent Williams are both listed as questionable heading into this game. I've heard that they are hopeful that Trent Williams will be able to play. As for the Los Angeles Rams, they will be with left tackle Andrew Whitworth. He is set to be back in this game after being replaced by left tackle Joe Noteboom as Whitworth was hurt. Joe Noteboom is doubtful going into this game. Questionable, we have wide receiver Van Jefferson. That would be an absolutely massive blow to this team if Van Jefferson can't go on Sunday. Safety Taylor Rapp is also questionable heading into this game. Here we go. Let's give our analysis. We'll start with the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are coming off of a close win against the Green Bay Packers. Again, I was working on Saturday, like I said, so I was only home for the last, I only saw the last 11 minutes of the game. Well, actually, I did see the whole game, but not really because I was working. I had it up on my phone, but, I'm working. I got things to do. That was more important. So I just occasionally glance at the score and who has possession, and that was really it. So I wasn't watching the game, but I was keeping tabs on the game. Obviously, I'm proud that the Niners won as a Minnesota Vikings fan. We don't like the Packers here in Minnesota, but you know what? Sometimes, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I was not really watching the game. I did talk to one of my friends after the game. Steven said that the game was absolutely awful, and I don't disagree with that. It was, both teams just kept punting the ball back and forth. It was turnover on downs. Well, not turnover on downs. I meant like punt by turnover on downs. 3 and outs, everything. It was just not a good game. Obviously, I thought the game was going to go about how I thought it would go when it started with the Packers going downfield on the opening drive and scoring a touchdown to make it 7-0. Then it was like, all right, great. This game is not going to go the way we thought. I was watching the game when the 49ers marched downfield in an actually decent drive, and then they proceeded to throw an interception in the red zone. Come on, Jimmy Garoppolo, what are you doing? But some other important moments that happened in the game is right before halftime, the Packers had a field goal blocked. I was watching, yes. So the halftime score was 7-3, I believe. It would have been 10-3, but it was 7-3. The score was 10-3 when I got home. There were 11 minutes left in the game. Yes, I was watching when all hope seemed lost, and then all of a sudden, the 49ers blocked the punt. It was in the air for what actually felt like 5 minutes or so. Finally, it was up in the air, landed on the ground. The Niners scooped it up at like the 3-yard line, took it in, touchdown, tied the game at 10. So then I was like, oh, this game just got really interesting. Absolutely awful game, but now it just got really close at the end. And then just like that, the Packers were going to try and go downfield, take the lead, but I remember Aaron Rodgers overthrew Davante Adams, and just like that, they had to punt the ball back, and I don't remember how much time was left on the clock. The 49ers got the ball. They went downfield. They converted on an absolutely massive third down. I remember it was a Deebo Samuel. He had the play. It was an absolutely massive play. It was 3rd and 7 or something like that, and they were just on the edge of field goal range. It would have been a tough field goal to make, but it's like, do you want to punt it or field goal or go for it? Like, they were in a tough situation, but Deebo came clutch, and they were able to pick up the first down, and it was no longer a problem. 49ers were able to kick the game-winning field goal with Robbie Gould. I actually couldn't believe it. I could not believe the fact that the Packers lost to the 49ers. Like, I couldn't believe it. But absolutely what I love to see, and now Aaron Rodgers traded to the Broncos, maybe? I could make a whole video about that, but I would actually love to make a talk show, like where I just talk about different like NFL like trade possibilities, especially if I made a separate one about the Minnesota Vikings, because I know all about them. I know, like, should we trade Kirk Cousins, talk about our new GM, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, like give my thoughts and A, B, and C. Like, I would absolutely love to talk about football all day if I could, but I don't have time for that, and that's the problem, because school gets in the way. So otherwise, I would absolutely love to talk about sports all day if I could, but yeah, so that's my talk about the Packer game against the 49ers. Will Aaron Rodgers be back? Woo! Will Davante Adams be back? I don't know. Could he go to the Raiders? Could Aaron Rodgers be traded to the Broncos now that Nathaniel Hackett is the head coach of the Broncos? I really don't know, but it is going to be really interesting this offseason to see what happens. Then we've got the Los Angeles Rams. They are coming off of a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Rams came out early. They came out on fire. They built up a huge lead. I believe the score was 27-3. 27-3, is that right? 24-3. It was one of those. They had an absolutely massive lead in the second half of the game, and then just like that, just like we thought, Tom Brady and the Bucs came storming back, and they tied the game at, what did they tie it at? They tied it at 27-27 with just a teeny bit of time on the clock remaining. So I wanted the Rams to win the game, but there was a while where I was cheering for the Bucs because, like I talked about earlier, game quality, I wanted the Bucs to come back, and I wanted to make it a really close game. So I was hoping that the Bucs would be able to come back and make it a really interesting game again, and that's exactly what happened. But then I kind of got nervous for the Bucs when they scored their touchdown to tie the game. I thought, you know what? The Bucs still have to play defense. There was still plenty of time on the clock, and I legit thought that in my head. I was like, this game's not over yet. Like, they tied it, but the Rams still have a chance to win it right now in regulation. And sure enough, long pass to Cooper Kupp, they left him open, and just like that, the Rams are in field goal range, so Matt Gay kicks the game-winning field goal, and just like that, the Los Angeles Rams are moving on. It was a really interesting game to watch, but yeah. For this game, this is going to be a really interesting game here. We've got the San Francisco 49ers. I've picked against them in the playoffs twice. I picked the Cowboys in the first round, and then I picked the Packers in the second round. So I'm 0-2 of picking against the 49ers. As for the Rams, they're coming off of a good game that they almost blew. They held a 3-score lead, and they almost forfeited it to Tom Brady. But who else would they have forfeited it to? Only Tom Brady is able to come back from a massive deficit like that. For this game, the 49ers have been defying my expectations, but I'm not going to lie. I do like the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, all of those players, I like them a lot. Odell Beckham has been doing actually a really good job this year in the place of Robert Woods since he was hurt. I like the Rams a lot, I'm not going to lie. I do think that the Rams should be able to win this game. It seems like Matt Stafford has been playing some pretty good football recently. He had his high moments, and then he had his low moments, and now it seems like I legitimately think he can lead the Rams to a Super Bowl victory. And that's something no one would have ever thought with the Lions, but when he was in such a situation like that with the Lions, now that he's been in a new scenario that has weapons around him that he can work with, he's been really thriving. So I think the Rams should be able to win this game, and so that is my predictions, everybody. That is my picks, is Chiefs, Rams, Super Bowl. We'll have to see if I'm right. I only went 2 for 4 in the divisional round, but I did go 5 for 6 2 weeks ago. So we'll have to see what my record is this week. But now I have to make my predictions for this game. Prediction number 1 for this game, Deebo Samuel has less than 75 total yards. I know that's kind of a bold prediction. Number 2, Jimmy Garoppolo throws 2 interceptions. Number 3, still thinking. Number 3, Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham combined have over 200 yards receiving and 2 total touchdowns. Both of them combined. 200 plus yards, 2 total touchdowns. So there you go. Those are my picks and predictions. I'm saying Chiefs against the Rams in the Super Bowl. We'll just have to see in 2 weeks. So come back in 2 weeks for my Super Bowl picks and predictions video. I will not be making a Pro Bowl picks and predictions because why would I? So check us out. We won't have a video next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks for Super Bowl picks and predictions, and that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to click up here if you want to see my most recent video. Click right here to see a playlist of NFL game predictions from the NFL Official. And click over here if you want to subscribe. Peace out. Good night. Skol Vikings.